Filthy Animals is an ecology podcast for adults. Episodes may contain strong language and graphic descriptions of natural phenomena. A more detailed list of content warnings is included in the episode description.
It's about cancer this time.
Leaving
All
it in.
right. Okay. Welcome to Filthy Animals, a sex, drugs, and ecology podcast where science educators talk about the adult activities of the natural world. Every month we'll expose you to the latest research on topics your high school science teacher was too embarrassed to talk about. Or maybe, in this situation, he was just protecting you from some really dark things about nature.
Yeah.
Nicole, how you doing?
Doing great. Who are you?
I'm Alan.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Nicole.
There we go.
And yeah, today is less of like a horny one, though there's some horniness thrown in, don't worry. More of a, oh God, I didn't know that existed and that's horrific
Okay.
episode. So
Nice.
I love a good Nature is Metal type episode.
yeah,
This is like body horror with a little sprinkling of horny on top.
yes. But I will say I am not going to be graphic. The topic itself, I'm just going to say if you are squeamish, do not Google it. There are some horrific pictures and it's not like, oh, you have to click on, Google Images to see the pictures. It's like every single scientific article is going to have a horrible picture in it. So just like, be careful.
I'm scared.
I am not
good.
going to show you guys either horrific pictures.
Cool.
You can do that in your own time if
Thanks,
you want.
dude.
Cool. I'll just imagine the worst possible.
Yeah. I kept getting jump scared during this. I was like, oh.
Okay. Great. It's good news. Good.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
excited.
But yeah, today we are going to be talking about cancer. A very specific kind of cancer, but I do want to kind of lay some groundwork for us and make sure that we're all on the same page as to what cancer is at its most basic. They are cells that begin to replicate and reproduce asexually in an out-of-control manner. That will turn into a tumor, which then can move throughout the body. But cancer, in a way, is a single-cell organism at the beginning with this multi-celled organism's DNA. It's living for itself, not its host, and it can adapt and mutate, evading, hopefully, for the cancer, the body's immune response. It's great at what it does, but usually, quite often, to the detriment of its host. So it's different from a lot of parasites that need its host and will keep that host alive. Cancer is like too good at what it does, and it usually will end up killing the host.
Wait, hold up.
I already have a lot of questions from that description.
Yeah.
Okay. Rachel, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just, you're comparing it to a parasite, but it is like your own cells. It's not like an infection that you get from something else.
Correct. Yeah, it is your own cells
Yeah.
kind of turning against your own body. So parasite is a loose word, and it'll make more sense as to why I'm using parasite in a little bit. But yeah, it is a parasite in that like it is something that is foreign to your body that your body tries to get rid of, but just can't. In part because it is your own cells, and it is hard for your body to fight back against itself.
I just think it is important to clarify that we are not talking about cancer as it is not, emphatically, it is not a parasitic organism.
No.
I just want to be very clear with that because there are famous people on other podcasts who have gone on to say that you can fix your body of stage 4 cancer by chugging ivermectin.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
So don't do
Thank
that.
you.
We just want to
Fair.
be very clear. Cancer may behave like a parasite in the way that our body fights it, but it is absolutely not.
Yes.
Thank
fair.
you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think this is also like a really important definition to revisit because I have had way more conversations about cancer recently than I ever have before because my partner works in pathology and gets a lot of weird cancer organs and jars.
Yeah.
And like I didn't realize what leukemia was in the sense of like how it manifests in your body. It's like, yeah, cells replicating. So obviously it's just you have certain blood cells that just go haywire and it like messes up your blood because it's like even if the cells are singular and not part of like a tissue. I guess blood is a tissue. I don't know. Anyway, my brain just recently wrapped itself around that concept. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's terrifying.
Leukemia is horrific.
Yes.
We'll talk a little bit about leukemia later.
No.
But yeah, it's a horrible, horrible disease in humans and in animals. A lot of different animals have different kinds of cancers. And this particular cancer, again, going back to single cell to a tumor that can then move throughout the body, that is called metastasis. And that is when it usually becomes deadly, is when it moves to another organ or another tissue and it's moving throughout your body. Now, I want you guys to imagine a cancer that can metastasize not only to other organs, but to other hosts and becomes transmissible.
Shut up.
Okay,
I don't like that.
Yeah, okay.
That's not cool.
Interesting.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So the thought of contagious metastasis is horrific, and it is a very real thing.
Oh, no, I know what this is.
And it is the topic of today's episode.
Okay.
So it is called CTVT, and it is different from other cancers because it is actually a sexually transmitted infection. It is an STI. And so in humans, certain kinds of like HPV, HIV, hepatitis can lead to cancer, but it is not like those STIs are not cancer. The infection can lead to cancer, but they are not cancer. This STI, CTVT, is cancer. It is, the full name is Canine Transmissible Venereal Tumor. So it's a bunch of tumors on your bits that when you have sex spreads to other hosts.
Oh my. Okay.
Awful.
Yes.
Can I guess what animal this affects? Because I think I know, but I might be completely off base.
It was in the name, but yes, go ahead and guess.
Tasmanian devils.
That is a different transmissible disease that we will talk about.
No.
But yes, there's Tasmanian devils. Some horrible things are happening there. We'll leave that till the end. But this is specifically canine transmissible venereal tumors, so CTVT, and it is in our pet dogs.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Nicole.
Is that primarily, or is this like is in the wild as well, like wild canine species?
It is absolutely thought that it can be transmitted to coyotes, wolves, all of the closely related canids. However, we have never found it in wild populations.
Do dog breeders know about this?
I don't know how they couldn't.
Why is it just in our domesticated? That's weird. Okay, anyway.
It's super weird. But yeah, it was first reported, keyword reported. It's a very, very old cancer, but it was first reported in 1810 in London and has since spread worldwide.
Oh, God.
And is considered the oldest and most widely spread cancer in the natural world. It is uncommon in Europe and North America, and much more common in tropical regions, especially where there's a lot of free-roaming dogs. So it is most common. It is the most common canine tumor in the Bahamas, Japan, and India. And again, I am going to recommend that you do not look up pictures of this because it is gross.
Cool.
I put that in my notes to make sure I said that.
Okay.
But yeah, it really thrives in tropical regions just because it's wet and easy for things to grow on the outside of your body when you have a tumor that, expands outside of your body. But also just where there's a lot of wild dogs.
So I already have so many questions for you already. Okay, first of all, tumor growth
Yes.
on dog genitals.
Yes.
You said it's like the environmental conditions affect that. Is that true of cancer in general? Like if you're like...
If the tumor were to dry out, it could die. So, and that's not going to really happen. I know, it's gross. If things are wet, it's easier for things to survive.
I mean,
just in general.
Sure, yeah.
But especially, and a lot of it is just wild dog populations. If there's a lot of wild dogs, it's more common. So.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Okay. I guess it's just like any other tissue. Because these are like superficial, like they're like on the outside. They're not Right. This is like these are like a cutaneous, like a skin thing.
Yeah. So a lot of times they will start inside of the animal, but as the tumors grow, they will be outside of the animal.
Okay.
Wait, so they are internal.
They can grow anywhere in the genital region, and also they can grow like in anywhere again that it's wet. So noses, eyes, because a lot of times it is transmitted through sex, but also licking, sniffing, scratching, biting can make it spread to the nose or eyes in those cases.
There's a lot of genital to face and all genital to everywhere contact with dogs sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on.
It is actually a cancer that's really uncommon to metastasize within the body.
Oh.
So one study said only 5% of cases that they saw had it spread throughout the body. And it does respond well to chemotherapy. It is treatable, like in pet dogs, but not through surgery because it's extremely hard to remove all of it. Because it gets everywhere. So,
2 questions. Number 1, is it also in sexual organs internally, like inside uteruses?
Yes,
or
I do
testes?
believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of times it presents as external genitalia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second question. Hang on, I forgot.
We got so many of them today.
I forgot it.
That's okay.
This is a very shocking concept.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Okay. I guess that's not a question so much as a statement that I think it's wild that something. Wait, sorry. Let me start over. It is wild that something that can be contagious across individuals wouldn't metastasize into other parts of the body. Is that just because like it kills them before it can metastasize, or like what's the reason there? Because it seems like it should be really good at that.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I think just because of the regions of the body maybe that it infects, it just doesn't have a chance to metastasize, but I'm not 100% sure.
There's like always blood flow going to genitals.
I know. But
I mean, I guess when you're horny, but
Well, I mean, every cancer is different in its like in its pathways and how aggressive it is and that sort of thing. So I don't know. Maybe it's just
a less aggressive one.
maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I guess it doesn't need to be because it's physically coming into contact with eyeballs and noses and genitals on its own without having to do anything as a cancer.
Yeah. It absolutely can be deadly, however. I'm trying to not be graphic. It can be deadly. Because the tumors can get so big, it can impair other functions of the body.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, go on. Proceed. Sorry, I'll hold my questions because you're probably going to answer them.
Okay.
Also, if you do feel the need to be graphic, we can do like we're going to count down from 5 and you have 5 seconds to pull out your phone and like skip forward 20 seconds.
Yeah. That's fair. I don't think once we get past this part, as far as like how it appears, I don't think it's going to be very graphic. I mean, it's gross because it's cancer and like scary because it's cancer. But but yeah, it's an insane disease, an insane cancer. I found a quote from a paper that I really liked. CTVT is a singular biological entity. It is the oldest, most prolific, and most divergent cancer lineage known in nature. It's spread throughout the globe and has seeded its tumors in many thousands of dogs. Just like so dramatically written.
Yeah. Also, what is a cancer lineage? Like, if a cancer is derived out of your own tissues, like, what do you mean a lineage of cancers?
Right,
what a great question.
Because they are again speaking of it as though it is organismal or
and that
something.
it's like a living thing.
And that it's attempting to reproduce for the sake of passing on some genetic thing. Cancer doesn't really have that level of like a cancer is just a cancer. It just grows. It's unpredictable. It's you know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't have survival in mind.
Nicole's smile is diabolical.
Yeah.
Why?
So remember earlier in my definition of cancer, I equated cancer to a singular cell organism with a multicellular organism's DNA.
Mm-hmm.
CTVT is extremely unique, not only in the way that it is spread, but because it is considered itself a mammal, and it is considered to be the oldest known cancer, but also the oldest known mammal that is still alive. There was
What the hell are you talking about?
I know.
Nicole.
What is happening right now? Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Just hang with me. Hang with me.
Okay.
This cancer, through a lot of science stuff that I didn't fully understand, I read a lot of really inaccessible papers where even just reading like the synopsis at the end, I was like, I don't know what you're saying. But this part was clear. CTVT, we have done genomic studies of it, lots of studies on it. And we found that the founder dog that this cancer is from is the, again, oldest living animal that we know of. This founder dog.
Mammal. Oldest living mammal?
I mean, okay. This founder dog likely lived about 11,000 years ago.
Okay.
I don't know of any animals that are over 11,000 years old.
Wait.
But
You mean, no, hold on. You're talking about like this individual tumor from this dog that has been transmitted through generations of dogs over the course of millennia is considered to be one discrete animal that continually reproduces. Its genetic, its cells are reproducing on other animals.
essentially,
The OG dog genes are in the cancer that you
Correct.
see in dogs today.
if you find
Oh
a
my
dog
God.
today that has CTVT and you take cells from that tumor, the cells in that tumor are this founder dog's cells.
Because it's always the original. Because
It's the original cell replicating out of control.
Oh my God.
And so it's like a generational cancer. Then
Yes.
it's being passed from animal to animal over time.
that one dog became cancer.
Yes.
It now exists only as cancer.
Yes.
This is some sci-fi nonsense.
This is cool. Yeah, this is neat.
It's insane.
Okay. Yeah. Because a cancer is always only your own cells.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't
it's
become it doesn't take on the genetic components of its host, right? I mean, because it is like in this situation, you're just actually transmitting a tumor, like you're just shooting little baby cancer cells, into something else. Woo,
Have they
wild.
named this proto dog?
It's just called the founder dog.
That's so
There's a
disappointing.
drawing of it though.
the founder dog?
We-
A drawing.
I want to see it.
I'll show you. I'll show
Okay,
you.
thank you. This has gone like full circle for me, and now I'm very excited about this.
You
This
did look
is
very
wild.
Yeah, you looked perturbed at the beginning, so I'm glad I got you back in here.
Yeah, this is cool. No, I'm fully on board with this.
The dog became cancer that continues to infect other dogs with its own cells to this day. That's insane.
Yeah. No, this is the most excited I'm ever going to get about cancer in my life.
Yeah.
Fair. But yeah, we know, again, through weird science that I don't understand, we know a lot about this dog. Again, lived about 11,000 years ago, and it came from an isolated population, which is important. It was a medium or large-sized dog with an agouti or black coat. Oh. Weird. Oh, good.
Just for anybody who doesn't know, agouti is like if you picture a mouse in your head, that it's that color. Yeah.
Because they can look at the genetic markers for its and they can determine, they can reverse
Because the
engineer
DNA
this
is
dog.
there.
That's so great. Horrible for those dogs though.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Good God. Wait, does it? I'm so sorry.
No.
Does it start making like modern dog dicks like have fur like the color of the OG dog or whatever? Like,
I don't think so.
oh, okay.
There's no hair on these tumors.
Okay.
Not on these ones. Those do exist.
Yeah.
As we know. Weirdly enough, we know the coat color of this dog. We know like its size. However, we do not know if it was male or female or somewhere kind of in between,
Why not?
because we have never been able to find a Y chromosome, and we've only ever found one X chromosome at any like allele. I don't know how genetics work. But like we're pretty confident that this dog was X0. So it had one X chromosome, which in dogs and a lot of other mammals, when that happens, you tend to develop as a female. You have female characteristics and female gonads. However, that animal is usually not fertile. So it's extra kind of fun that this possibly unfertile animal now is living forever by being cancer.
Wow. Achieved immortality.
Yeah.
Rachel's.
This feels like it was written by somebody who has like the creative genius to say something about like reproduction and immortality and stuff, you know?
Right.
This is a plot from a book. This is so cool.
This is really good, yeah.
that OG dog, just all it wanted to do was have babies, theoretically. Was just banging everybody, never had children in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
But my
Lived on
God.
forever.
Yeah. Lived forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Oh my God. Wait, how do we know that it would be XO and not
Because we've only ever found one X chromosome.
okay. And it's not possible that like the
It,
other
got
chromosome
dropped.
was just lost somewhere along the way or something.
Again, I don't know how genetics work.
Yeah,
I'm
fair,
I'm just
fair.
going by what the scientists and the smart papers said.
Okay, cool. God, that's so wild.
Yeah. That is also called X monosomy, if you want to look that up.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. I tried not to go down that rabbit hole, though. But this dog, we do also know that it had a mix of wolf and dog genes, suggesting a population of early dog domestication.
Okay.
Because dog domestication is super complex, and a lot of people have a lot of feelings about this. And an exact date is really hard to pinpoint, and it's much more likely, and there is a lot of proof to say that it actually occurred in different regions at different times, and even in the same regions in like different times. Like,
Sure.
you know, it's complicated. Some wolves are nicer and, you know, will hang out with you, and then maybe they leave and you lose those genes or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, it is likely that in general, dog domestication happened around 12,000 to 16,000 years ago, which fits with the 11,000-ish year time range that we have for this dog.
Wow.
So
what you're telling me is that as long as essentially we have had domestic dogs, the founder dog has lived on as cancer to infect every strain of real dog, domestic dog that came later. That's wild.
Its cells continue to grow.
Dog sex cancer is as old as dogs themselves.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
That
crazy.
I'm going to show you guys the sketch. I'm going to show you a sketch of this founder dog. It does have a penis, which I'm upset about because it's exochromosomes, but whatever.
Yeah, come on.
It's possible that the sketch is before, like, we found out the chromosomes that it had.
Okay,
but
we'll just ignore the dick.
Here he is. He's very cute.
Oh,
It's like a really, it was very obviously drawn by a scientist that was not an artist, but like it's really good. And it's just like a really generic, like ancient breed dog with like a black coat and like little sticky uppy ears. And he's just adorable.
yeah.
He's got a dick, so I'm saying he, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like the average of dogs.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks kind of like a Shiba, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, a little
just in
bit.
the shape of the profile.
Yeah. It's like if you tell a 5-year-old to draw a dog,
Yep.
this is what they draw.
It's very dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's still out there.
Yeah.
How has it mutated and changed over the years though? Like it has to have a little bit. It's cancer. It replicates like crazy.
So a little bit. You just give me such good segues.
You're welcome.
I will say that I read this really fun paper that, again, I only kind of understood. But the part that I pulled out that I thought was interesting is that there are relatively few, which I don't know how many that is. I'm not a cancer researcher, but there are relatively few areas of mutation in this cancer's genetics. Suggesting that it is very good at what it does and it's very well adapted to its niche. It's been doing it for 11,000 years and replicating just fine.
Mm-hmm.
It just, for whatever reason, there's not a lot of pressures on it to mutate, to change, to adapt in some way. It's doing really well.
But even just by happenstance, like, wouldn't it?
There's a little bit of genetic drift at play, absolutely. Yeah. And they even mentioned that that is like the main factor of any changes between, like, because there's different dogs that have this all over the world, and you can sample dogs from North America versus a dog from Asia, and they are going to have slightly different, like, strains of the cancer.
Okay.
But at its core, it's very, very, very similar.
Well, I guess it makes sense that mutations wouldn't really take hold at a population level, like among a group of dogs, easily, because it's a cancer, and it's, if there are mutations, I mean, like, the point is, it's killing a lot of its hosts, right?
Yeah.
No,
So it's not like, like dogs get this cancer and then die.
Yes.
So they're not really passing along, and like, if there are, changes in this, just it's a dead end, sort of.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah,
Except that they keep, like, if they go on and bang other dogs and they spread the cancer around,
Yeah.
wouldn't it get, like, really mixed up? Like, there's no, like, recombination of genes within the cancer. It's just like,
because it's a clonal organism.
Yeah.
It's just cloning itself.
Yeah.
Like, by definition, cancer does that.
Right.
It's really just cloning itself over and over again. And they suggest that it does evolve largely by neutral processes rather than ongoing positive selection,
Okay.
Right.
like human cancers. We know that human cancers will adapt, and they have positive selection that are acting on them, and human cancers do change, but CTVT does not.
wait, how is that possible?
I don't know. Not a cancer researcher, but they mentioned that it is different in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
And there have been, like, different people can both get cervical cancer, and you have to treat it very differently based on stage, but also, like, I imagine because of this positive selection, you might have, like, a different kind of cervical cancer.
Oh,
but-
yeah. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. There's, like, different types of cancers affecting the same body part and
Yeah.
different genes. Oh, maybe that's part of it, because, like, you have different human genes that can make you more predisposed to certain types
true.
of cancers. And those human genes are certainly subject to pressures.
Yeah. And it's your genes that are turning into the cancer versus
Yeah.
this is the founder dog's genes in your
Continuing.
body.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That
yeah.
makes sense.
Man, we have a friend who has worked in oncology, spent their career in oncology, at a very large cancer hospital, and I know they listen to this podcast, so I really am like, I wish they were here to explain to some of the, like, what any of this.
Like big picture stuff.
Yeah.
Can we get her on as a bonus episode, like cancer explainer? We'll get her. We'll get Theo.
Ooh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I'm just, this is interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes down to whenever a human gets cancer, it's your cells mutating versus this is the founder dog's cells on your body not mutating so much because it's good at what it does already.
Right. So anytime a cell divides, there's a small chance that a mutation will occur. So that's what they mean by neutral processes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So neutral processes are genetic drift, random mutations.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things.
No selective things happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
I have a but,
Oh no.
Okay.
which leads back to Rachel's question a couple minutes ago.
Which one?
I don't remember exactly what you said, but there was new research published April 22nd of 2025 that shows that there is a current strain of CTVT, and this is called a sublineage. At the very beginning, I think you mentioned, what do you mean by lineage? This is where lineages come in.
Okay.
There is a current strain of CTVT that actually picked up cells from an infected host about 2,000 years ago. So it did the thing that Alan mentioned, like, oh, cancers can't do that. Because we thought that cancers can't do that until literally April of this year. This is the first time we have ever seen cancer do something like this.
Being like picking up cells from a different person.
Yes. And bringing that into itself and, changing its DNA and changing its makeup, for better or worse, because, picking up random cells isn't necessarily going to improve your fitness, but it is changing and adapting in an unknown way.
Founder dog, what is going on?
Yeah. This sublineage has only been found so far in Nepal and India. And again, it is not something that cancer cells have ever been shown to do, though we've always thought that it might be a possibility. They're weird. They kind of just go haywire and start reproducing and move throughout the body. It's something that we're like, maybe cancer could do something like that. And if it continues to evolve in this way, though unlikely that it could become harder to treat. And they brought up a question as to whether or not human cancers could be doing something like this. And we simply just don't know because one, we didn't really think it was possible. And two, we don't have the money to research that because we're trying to research how to cure people.
Yeah.
Versus like looking at specific cancers and like taking an entire genomic, that takes a lot of money to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this sublineage, this traces back to a different dog that is genetically distinct from the founder dog.
Yes.
It got the tumors from the founder dog, and then its body also started reproducing a related cancer from its own cells.
No. So the founder dog cancer, the CTVT, picked up the cells of this infected dog. They think that it was probably like some cells that were dying and the cancer just like absorbed it and kind of made it into its own, somehow absorbed it. And then that one dog, as it started passing along the cancer to other dogs, now we have this distinct sublineage that exists in these populations of dogs.
So like it tacked on genetic information from the current from that host and then just started replicating that as well.
Yeah.
Like it spliced genes from the DNA of the host dog into itself. Yeah. It's not like two separate chunks of cells. It's just like its DNA got mingled with the DNA of the host dog.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's
But only once that we know of so far, I guess, over the last 11,000 years.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And admittedly, this cancer, like the research that I was looking at, yes, we've known it existed for a long time, but a lot of the research is like from 2014 on. It hasn't, for whatever reason, been heavily researched until about like 2013, 2014. So there's a lot still to learn about it.
Wow.
Well, okay. Because I don't know. I'm just trying to.
It's like this is a dog. Like dogs can't. You know what I mean? It's like this isn't a germ that's built to do stuff like that. It's a dog.
Yeah.
Right, but like as we talked about earlier, viruses certain viruses can produce cancer in the body or create the risk of cancer in the body, and viruses are just like. They're a non-organism as well. They're basically just pieces of rogue DNA that just infiltrate other cells. Is it like a similar kind of process where it's just like glomming on to a piece of other DNA? You know what I mean? Like it seems like it's like mechanically, I guess, sort of. I don't know.
Yeah. Did they know anything about how it happened? Like, was there like a viral infection that like allowed this transmission of DNA to occur or something?
I don't believe so.
Oh my God, this is so weird. This is
very
crazy.
Weird. Yeah, I don't really get how this works.
Yes. So here's a direct quote from the paper. The paper is called "Horizontal Transfer of Nuclear DNA in Transmissible Cancer." Kind of a mouthful. So it is possible, however, that the cancer cells could acquire DNA from normal cells through a process known as horizontal gene transfer. exploiting the unusual genetic features of transmissible cancers, long-lived cancers that spread between animals by transfer of living cells, we demonstrate that a dog transmissible cancer has taken up and incorporated a large piece of DNA by horizontal transfer.
Wow.
This may have occurred through engulfment of fragments of a dying cell.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
they don't really know for sure,
Yeah.
but, we know that it happened because the genes are there.
Wild. Okay.
Do you think this is like an 11,000-year-old love story of founder dog finding like their soulmate
That's beautiful.
2,000 years ago, and like in order to live on together, their atoms merged into one so they could continue to live on in Nepal,
Yes.
Wow.
killing dogs in
Aw.
order
Together.
to continue their love story through
Together
the
forever.
ages. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Rachel's already workshopping a lot of novel ideas for
Oh
this
my God,
concept.
yeah.
I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some monster concepts already. Let's fucking go.
Gosh. Incredible.
Wow.
Any more questions about CTVT? Then I will just quickly touch on a couple other transmissible cancers because it's not the only one.
I mean, I've got like I need to go read a book about this. I
Yeah.
guess. That's what I need to do because there's so much I like that I don't know specifically about this topic that I now am very interested in knowing.
I have
So-
questions for researchers
Yes.
that I
Fair.
want them to do studies to answer,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Fair.
Yes, please.
but not for you. You can continue on with this episode.
Thanks. Rachel brought up Tasmanian devils. That is a transmissible cancer. It is called DTFD, the devil facial tumor disease. Very beautiful.
Yep.
So this is a facial tumor because Tasmanian devils are mean and gnarly and have a lot to say and love to bite each other. So these tumors are in the mouth, and the devils will die within only a few months after the tumors being visible because it impacts their ability to eat. So
Is this also like a founder devil that's lived on through the ages?
I mean, I honestly don't know. I'm assuming yes, at least to an extent. But I didn't see. Yeah, we know that it started in an isolated population, which is, and so did CTVT. So it's likely that as far as like the beginnings of these cancers, they came from populations with really low genetic diversity, more than likely, which allowed these cancers to kind of emerge and spread really quickly because that entire population was like susceptible to it. But I didn't see any specific studies on like the founder devil for this one.
I guess my main question was like, it is an actual transmissible cancer in the same way. Like it is
Yes.
like one set of cells that just keeps replicating and spreads to other animals. It's not a viral caused cancer or something like that.
Yeah. It is a transmissible cancer by definition.
God.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
I didn't realize this was a thing that affected more than one type of creature. This is blowing my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they haven't so they have not like sequenced these tumors to any.
Not, at least not as to my knowledge.
Yeah.
There's like a whole task force. I didn't look into it that much because I didn't want to spend too much time on it
Sure,
at the
sure.
end. But
Yeah.
but yeah, we know that it came from an isolated population, which makes me
Yeah.
think that yes, there has been genetic research on it. But I didn't again see like specific mention of like a founder devil. So
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
It seems like there would have to be one.
Yeah.
But again, asterisks, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
Devil facial tumor disease.
Yes.
Descriptive.
This cancer is so deadly to Tasmanian devils and spreads so easily because they love to bite each other that it is actually a leading cause of death for them and a large reason for their endangered status.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's their chlamydia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, insane. And then there is another one that is in bivalves. So
Oh my God.
so clams and mussels.
Okay.
And cockles. There was a...
They can get cancer. They have Okay.
Yeah.
This is wild.
This one is, again, it's a transmissible cancer. We can, genotype it, all that good stuff. However, it is much different because these things live underwater and they're not exactly biting each other or having sex all the time. They just kind of hang out. So it is, again, very fatal and largely unstudied before 2015, but has been found in 20 species of bivalves so far. It is very likely that it's way more common than we realize.
Is it the same cancer or is it a unique cancer for each species?
It is unique to each species. However, it can be spread between species.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Wait.
So yeah, there are like unique strains of it, but it easily crosses species barriers, which again makes it very unique because we think that CTVT probably can go to other canids, but we've never seen it happen.
Right.
Whereas in this one, we are seeing it happening like constantly.
Yeah.
And we know that it's like the same original cancer spreading between species because of the genetic parts of it. So one study found that the cancer cells can survive for at least 6 hours in marine environments, just like loose in the water. And another found cells from infected clams in the water for several days after being released in lab settings. It could be that those were dead cells and they weren't actually able to infect another clam. But that is like the consequences and like behind that is kind of horrific. And they also found that diseased clams had a much higher amount of their DNA being released into the water than healthy clams. And this could be a normal stress response, but it could also be a factor in a way for the cancer to spread.
Yeah. Like it's just shedding cells more. Yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah.
Well, it makes sense that it would cross easily between species since you have any stream bed or any like coastline, you have so many different kinds of bivalve species existing right on top of each other, like physically sometimes right on top of each other.
Yeah. These cells are just being, again, just kind of excreted into the water.
Yeah.
And the other bivalves are probably just picking it up as they filter feed.
Yeah.
So
wild. I kind of remember how clam sex works because I forgot.
They just go.
It's spawning.
They
just dump sperm and egg into the ocean currents. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I think it's usually timed, so it's all happening at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they have like tiny little proto babies that they fire out as well.
Yeah. They're real tiny.
It's wild. Fun stuff. Okay. So clams, Tasmanian devils, domestic dogs.
Yeah.
What else?
Those are all the ones that we know of so far.
Okay. So far.
But yeah, I mean, absolutely could be more out there. It is hard to study. And it's very, very expensive to study.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll end with saying that nature is a very curious, unstoppable force. And then sometimes it just creates a cancer that mutates in such a way that a dog that is 11,000 years old gets to live on forever in the butts of other dogs. And, nature's just beautiful.
And sometimes the eyes and noses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not just the butts.
Yeah.
Do you think founder dog sometimes gets to see the world through the eyes of another dog that's infected?
Wow.
Dang.
So anyway, keep an eye out for Rachel's book sometime in the next 2 years. As she's cooking ideas right now. She is no longer in the room with us mentally. She's already figuring.
I've flown away.
Yep.
I'm completely gone.
And Nicole, thank you for this exquisite episode.
Thank you.
I think we were again just really. This is just a thrilling look at cancer.
Yeah.
This feels like the Earth version of Laika, just floating up in space forever, looking down on us, judging us for our sins. But it's founder dog.
Yeah. It bothers me that founder dog doesn't have a name. We love naming things.
We love naming things. We name freaking dinosaur bones. We can't name a living animal, a living dog.
Yeah.
Man's best friend because it never wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Arguably the best friend mankind has ever known, or perhaps a curse from the past. Damning modern dogs for succumbing to domestication.
The literary gears
Dang.
are turning.
Dang.
Guys, this is just it's so beautiful. There's so many allegories here.
I know.
And also
yeah.
a literal living animal.
It's a rich area. Yeah. Listeners, send us what you believe is the proper name for founder dog.
Yeah, let's work together and start an AO3 tag for founder dog.
For founder dog.
Fiction. Okay, thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, please.
Oh,
Everybody guess this would be the episode. The cancer episode starts a whole AO3 sub fandom.
Yeah, how is this weird? Anyway, thank you so much. This completely blew my mind. This is not at all what I thought we were going to talk about.
No, yeah. No, I thought it was just going to be STDs. It's way
Worse. Better?
not worse. It's just so much more complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm confused about the nature of life and what does it mean to be a living thing now.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Is it still a dog if it's one cell? I don't know.
Yes. Genetically.
It is.
It
Genetically.
is.
Yeah.
It
Well,
dog.
is a dog a unitary organism, or is it a collection of billions? Is it a superorganism? Is it a colonial
holobiont.
being? A holobiont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, guys, think about that all week, and take that into your weekend, and just kind of stare off into the middle distance about it for a while.
Oh, I will.
Yeah. This podcast is produced by the nonprofit GrasslandGroupies to spread scientific literacy, as Rachel was saying, in the interest of preserving our favorite natural resources.
Much like a proto dog.
Much like a proto dog, we just want to give you the
We're going to rub our cancer cells all over your brain until science literacy, like an infection, spreads across the globe.
I always like the image. I think we try to lean into like imagery of like, ooh, a spark, and like, and it's like, ooh, and it's spreading like a fire, not like a cancer,
But
That's fair.
sometimes.
but sometimes. Okay. Send us your mail at 4925 South Broadway, number 69, Wichita, Kansas 67216, or get on other social media and get a hold of us. Say things to us. Tell us things. Nicole, do you have some brain bleach for us now that you've turned our worldview upside down?
Yeah, I do have some brain bleach. Weirdly, Rachel didn't seem too put off by this episode, but just in case you were, dear listener.
Me? You didn't.
I mean, everyone really
I'm
enjoyed
feeling
it.
called out.
Yeah, I know.
You thought I specifically was going to have an issue. You're right. Okay.
No, you don't like body stuff.
Yeah, bodies are kind of gross.
They are. But dogs aren't gross.
Bodies are gross.
Anyway.
Maybe this dog is. But dogs aren't gross. Dogs are very good. And I found this fantastic study that I will be linking, even though this is just a fun fact at the end. Dogs are really good at reading facial expressions because, again, they are man's best friend.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs domesticated themselves because they just enjoyed our company so much. And current dogs will look, if they're shown pictures of humans, will look at human eyes and mouths. But when it's shown a dog face, it will look at their ears and mouths more. They know where to look to pick up your emotions. That's how in tune they are with us.
Nice.
And yeah.
That's beautiful.
It makes sense. A little co-evolution there.
Yeah.
We do a lot more of our nonverbal communication with our eyes.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah. I've actually seen theories that the reason humans developed such big white sclera around our pupils is because of like the nonverbal signaling aspect of eyesight and your line of sight and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Both within our own species and outside of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Cool. Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Go hug your dogs.
No.
Give them some scritchins.
No. Rachel hates dogs confirmed.
Well,
I was still thinking about the cancer. I'm sorry. It just seemed like a risky behavior. Make sure your dog doesn't have cancer. And then hug it.
And take them, take them to the vet,
Take them
please.
to the vet, please. Okay, anyway, bye. I love you guys.
Bye.
Oh, God.